All right, we are running, and welcome back, guys, to Hangout number 3 in your Coach Basics training. So the first 2 weeks are now behind us, and you should have, at this point, obviously a solid understanding of how to hit Success Club in terms of how do I get Success Club points. We went through the invitation process, and hopefully you learned that the most important thing to do before you start inviting people is to establish relationships and talk to people and learn about them and identify their needs and what their goals may be. And then from there, offer solutions in the way of support and pathways with you as their coach or their accountability partner. I'm having Bonnie speak tonight because she currently has the longest running streak of anybody on our team with respect to hitting Success Club. She's now hit Success Club 21 consecutive months. And so she's on the brink of being what's known as a Success Club legend, where when you, and Shannon, just give me a nod that I'm saying this correctly. If you hit Success Club for 24 consecutive months, you are a Success Club legend. Is that correct? Is that right? Yeah. Okay. And if you hit Success Club for 12 consecutive months, you're what's considered a Success Club all-star. So Bonnie's on the brink of being a Success Club legend, and she has done it through textbook behavior as a Beachbody coach. Bonnie did not come from a health and fitness background. She jumped into this business cold because she saw it as an opportunity. And by doing the consistent behavior that she's done, she's hit it 21 months in a row, and she's now a 2-star diamond coach, and she has just opened her second business center because of that. And what that means, if you're not familiar, is that in this business, you all have signed up as a coach. So we call that your first CBC. CBC stands for Coach Business Center. So you have signed up with your first CBC. When you, or if you get to the rank of 2-star diamond, you then have the opportunity to open your second CBC. And this is where the business can get very exciting and powerful, because it simply means that you will sign yourself up again as a coach in your downline. And so what happens is you have the opportunity to open a second CBC that you own, just like your first one, and you position it ideally at the bottom of the weakest part of your organization. And so what happens is, as you start to build your second CBC, just like you would build your first, that second CBC is growing and creating volume where your first CBC needs it most. Just leave it at that, because I know right now you're probably going, whoa, what? Wait a minute. So just right now you just want to work on getting to diamond. And then from there, everything else will start to resonate. But by getting to 2-star diamond, you get to open that second business. And that's where you start to exponentially gain income as a Beachbody coach. It can get really, really exciting as it starts to happen. So Bonnie has done that, and I have done that as well. My second CBC is at the rank of diamond. It's on the brink of 1-star diamond. I'm hoping to get my second CBC to 2-star diamond, and then I can open up a third business center. And this is the concept of what is known as stacking your businesses. And your income just grows exponentially as you do that, and you strategically place the businesses in your downline. And you'll learn that when you get to those levels. Just heard from Bonnie. She'll be back in about 10 minutes. Thanks, Shannon. She's got to get a different computer to use. Okay. No problem. So let me hit upon some of the stuff on Shakeology. And Shakeology is such a huge part of our business, so much so that some of the coaches in the network have built their businesses solely around Shakeology. And it's not that they don't like the exercise programs, they just choose to not really focus on them. And Shay Stanford, I've actually shared her information today. Today's education post was on how to build your Beachbody business through Shakeology, how to share the value of Shakeology and really build a lucrative business. She is by far the most skilled person that I'm aware of in the network when it comes to expertise and knowledge on Shakeology and how to share it in such a way that you'll overcome any objections you're going to get. I actually listened to her YouTube video that is part of the page that I shared today in Coach Basics. I listened to her YouTube video and presentation again this afternoon, and I just, every time I hear it, I'm like, oh my God, you just have to listen to it, guys. Have your pen and pad ready and listen to Shay Stanford's video on how to share Shakeology. It'll just completely wipe away the way you're thinking of it right now and bring you back at a whole new level of understanding. And you'll have that much more confidence to get out there and start sharing it. So Shay has a profound amount of knowledge around Shakeology. And one of the biggest points that she makes that I think is really important for everybody to understand is that Shakeology is like your cell phone, or when you first bought your cell phone. It has all these features and benefits and things that you can do and all these gadgets that create value in the phone. But the reality is, when you're using your phone, you're probably only using one or two, maybe three of those gadgets or features most. The other ones are there, but you barely touch upon them. You're primarily interested in maybe one, two, or three of the things that your phone is able to do. Shakeology is the same way. It's a very sophisticated nutrition tool. It's not a protein shake. It's a sophisticated nutrition tool that has so many features and benefits that it's going to speak to the majority of the population in terms of its value. But if you get out there and you're trying to share Shakeology and you're trying to talk about all these different things that it can do, you're overwhelming people with too much information. So the first thing that you want to do before you even talk about Shakeology and its features and its benefits is you have to learn and identify the needs of your clients or the needs of your potential customers. And we do this in our gym world. You know, we, being a health club owner, we have Shakeology in our gym. And I mean, we'll sell anywhere from 40 to 50 bags of Shakeology per month. And it's because of the way we talk to the members about its value. So we don't just get up there and start spewing, well, Shakeology does this and that and the other thing. It's kind of like, well, hold on a minute. Tell me about your nutrition now. Tell me about your nutrition habits now. And let people start to talk to you about their eating habits. Let people start to talk to you about the challenges they face with proper consumption of nutrition on a daily basis. Let people talk to you about the lack of time they have to cook. Let people talk to you about the inability to consume 5 to 7 servings of fruits and vegetables on a daily basis. Because the reality is that's what the human body needs in terms of nutrients. Most people don't do that on a daily basis. So this questioning process to build the value of Shakeology, and I caught it again today when I was listening to Shane's presentation. When you listen to her presentation, really hone in on this thing that she does she says she does this with every potential customer. Because 90 to 95% of them fall into this category of, are you somebody that has tried diets in the past? And most people will say, yes, I have tried a diet in the past. And okay, tell me about your experience with that diet. And what most people will talk about is the fact that when they dieted, they had to eliminate some of the calories they were consuming on a daily basis. So we're eliminating or decreasing our caloric intake when we go on diets, okay? But in doing so, what happens is, to reduce caloric intake, you naturally have to cut down on the amount of food that you're consuming, which also equates to the amount of nutrients you're putting in your body. So most people, when they diet, are also choosing to exercise, which actually increases the need of the human body for more nutrition and more calories for energy. And so what happens is they start beating themselves up through exercise. They're cutting down on their food intake, which is cutting down on the nutrients they're consuming. Now they're feeling sluggish. They have no energy. They're getting headaches, and they don't understand why. And the answer is quite simply is that they are eliminating the nutrients that their bodies need on a daily basis. And the thing that she specifically pointed out in her presentation was from this journal, and I forget what it was called. You have to listen to the presentation. It comes from a highly respected medical journal that says that given today's food and the nutrient quality of today's food, which is a lot less than it was years ago, okay, because it's over-processed, it's over-farmed, and whatnot. The human beings need, on average, you ready for this? They need, on average, 27,000 calories per day in order to get all the nutrition that we need on a daily basis. Now, let's face it, nobody's going to go out and consume 27,000 calories of food in a given day. So what Shakeology does is it enables you to drink one shake a day that contains all of those essential nutrients and vitamins that your body needs on a daily basis in only 160 calories. So that's why it's such a sophisticated nutrition tool, the likes of which does not exist in other shakes. And so when you start doing product comparisons to Slim Fast and MetaFast and all these other shakes that are meant to help you lose weight, this is not a weight loss shake. That's not what Shakeology is. Shakeology is a sophisticated nutrition tool that is suited to the entire population, even if you're not trying to lose weight. Like, I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm an athlete. I train hard. I exercise rigorously, and I don't eliminate any of my meals. So for me, it's not a meal replacement. It's something that I've added to my normal daily food regimen because I know that the nutrients that I'm getting from Shakeology, I can't get from all the food that I'm consuming on a daily basis. And so all these wonderful things that are in it, I'm able to consume and increase my energy, never feel sluggish, feel phenomenal when I'm working out, and all these other health benefits that I can't get through the food that I'm consuming. Whereas if somebody's trying to lose weight, which most of the people that we're going to deal with want some type of weight loss, even if it's 5 pounds. The point is, when somebody's trying to lose weight, then Shakeology acts as a meal replacement, where you simply identify one meal throughout the day that they're going to have their daily dose of nutrition via Shakeology with only 160 calories. And instead of it being an extra cost, you're eliminating the cost of the food that you were consuming in that particular meal and replacing it with Shakeology. So really, it's a wash in terms of the cost. So when somebody says to you, when you start talking to people along these lines and you have that profound knowledge about it, what I've just shared with you is impactful stuff. When you're talking to somebody and they go, man, you really know your stuff about this. Listen to Shay's education. And when you're done, listen to it again. And then when you're done, listen to it again until you've heard it 10 times. And then you can start to speak about it in a way that you're intelligent. But once you've done that, you've got people willing to listen to you. And then it becomes, okay, let's identify in your daily nutrition where you're lacking, or what is the meal that we could eliminate and replace with this shake. And then ultimately it's going to get to how much does it cost. Don't say it's going to cost $130. Shakeology is only going to cost you $4 and change per day. That's your response. It's $4 and change per day. And so when they understand that and you say, yeah, and the really cool thing about it is that you get 30 servings at a time in the bag. So yes, it's going to cost you, $129.95 for the bag, but you're getting 30 servings in one clip. And that'll last you for an entire month. So for example, when you go to the grocery store, you typically aren't going to, and Shay talks about this, she's brilliant. when you go to the grocery store, you're not typically going to buy yourself 30 meals every time you go to the store. Well, with Shakeology, boom, there you go. You got 30 meals in one bag for $129.95, $4.33 per meal. You'll overcome a lot of objections when you talk about Shakeology in that light. Okay? But just to reemphasize, guys, go back to that post that I put up there today, click on the link, and visit Shay Stanford's page. She's a 15-star diamond who's built her business solely through Shakeology. It's really powerful stuff. All right? With that, we got Bonnie back, which is awesome. And so, Bon, you missed it all. I gave you this big, grand introduction and all this great stuff, and you were out changing your computer. Hold on one second. Let me unmute you.
Thank you, Don.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So I talked about the fact that you're on the brink in 3 more months of being a Success Club legend.
Oh.
And that's just fantastic. And the only, I stand corrected too. Renee Teller actually has hit Success Club legend. And I wasn't aware of it. I felt so bad. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know. So she is a Success Club legend. 4-star diamond coach, and she has her team called Team Trillium as part of our organization. But Bonnie has her team Dream Believers, 2-star diamond, and it's because Bonnie, and I told him this already, Bonnie, you've set the example of somebody who knew nothing about this business, didn't have a health and fitness background, but you saw this opportunity and said, I'm in, because you saw how much it could help people. And you just have followed the steps via the 3 vital behaviors to do what you're doing. So I guess I would start by asking you, what has been your number one key to success in hitting Success Club for 21 months in a row?
Well, I have to tell you, there's one word, and I'm sure you've all heard it already, but I'm going to say it again because this is the key to success, and that is consistency. Because I, as well as all of you, I'm sure, have had days where we're just not feeling it. We're just feeling like down and just, we had too many no's and we're just feeling like nobody listens to me or nobody wants to, even talk to me about it. And I've been there. I still have those days. It's the key to success of making Success Club 5 every month is just going go past it. Just keep on pushing along no matter what. That's really what's going to get you there. And the 3 vital behaviors that you're being taught, and your Don is such an amazing trainer, and he explains the information brilliantly, that truly is what is going to get you the success in this business, doing those 3 vital behaviors every single day and setting that example. So inviting, of course, is huge because you need to be thinking about, in fact, I just saw a video in my diamond training call that I'll share with everybody afterwards. I have shared it already on my team page, but it's awesome. It's about a coach who made this video who actually reached Success Club 100. And she reached it in 1 month. Yeah. She reached it twice in a year. Yeah. And she made this video explaining how she does it, and she gave 4 tips. And one of those tips I'm going to share with you is go into each day thinking with the mindset that you are at Success Club 0. Even if you're not, even if you have Success Club 10 already, and it's only the 5th of the month, you go into every single day as though you have Success Club 0, and you just nail it. You just think about all the time, every opportunity that you have to talk to people about it. And you think about, ways that you can reach people and ways that you can engage with people. And that's the mindset that I basically have, is that I'm constantly thinking about this business because I know that I want to have the life that I want, and I want to help as many people as I can help. And I know that this business will get us all there. I mean, that's why you're all on this call, is because you all can see that reality from this business, and you can all have it. So the way to get it is to stay consistent, no matter what kind of mood you're in, no matter, what your thoughts are. You got to get rid of the negative thoughts in your mind. Every time you start feeling or acknowledging that you're saying to yourself any kind of negative Nelly thoughts, like, oh, nobody listens to me. I don't even have a good body. Why would they even, pay attention to what I'm telling them to do? No, you got to get rid of all of that, because it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter, how many people have commented on your posts. What matters is that you have the passion for this business and for helping people. And you know that these products, that Shakeology and these fitness programs are going to get these people to where they want to be. And it's putting yourself out there and staying consistent and inviting every single day and not allowing yourself to think negatively. Stop it in its tracks, because you have control of your thoughts. So whenever I start feeling myself getting like that, which I, of course, sometimes do as well, there are months that are slow for me too. My beautiful and wonderful Success Club partner, Shannon, can tell you that as well. We both, commiserate with each other when we're having slow months, but that doesn't stop us. We just keep on, pumping each other up. That's why success partners are so important. You just keep pumping each other up, and you tell yourself, I can do this. Everyone has bad days. Even Lindsay Matway and Melanie Mitro, they've all had bad days. And that's what you say to yourself. Everyone has been there and had those, people telling them no, or nobody responding to their posts. But it's the consistency of doing this day in and day out, and showing everybody on Facebook and whatever social media tool you're using that you're not going away, that this is who you are now. And then people will start to recognize you as being the go-to person whenever they want to lose weight or get fit when they're ready. So that inviting and that staying consistent every single day, the people who you're inviting now may come back to you in 3 months from now. So, the people who I'm going to be getting this month from Success Club is probably going to be people who I invited 2 months ago and they said no. But those are seeds that they're not no's, they're just no, not right now. They're seeds that you're going to be planting for the future. So you need to be doing those planting of the seeds now so that you can start building that momentum in your business a couple of months from now. So don't expect, just because you're starting to invite now, that everything's going to happen all at once. You're planting seeds and you will start to see that momentum grow. And then, of course, being a product of the product, I make my fitness my commitment every single morning. I'm working out and I'm posting my sweaty pics so everybody can see that that's my priority and that I'm not just all talk. I'm walking the walk too. So you need to make sure that you're doing it and you're letting everybody know that you're doing it and you're setting the example. And then, of course, the personal development is absolutely vital. Even just 10, 15 minutes a day is so important, because that's what's going to get you to be the best, not only best coach, but best person. We all come to the table with certain weaknesses and certain issues that we need to work through, and that's what helps you do that. And, the training calls are personal development. So even watching, or listening to the National Wake Up Call, that could be considered your personal development that day, because it's helping you grow. So those are really, it's the 3 vital behaviors, and it's staying consistent. That's what it's all about.
That's awesome, Bon. You phrased it so well. And, this thing with personal development, Jimmy Hayes Nelson, he's a big leader in the organization. And he spoke in Dallas at the training camp that I was at last weekend or 2 weeks ago. And he made it very clear to everybody there his recipe for success in not only his Beachbody business, but just in life in general. The first thing, when he became a coach, he realized that this was something that was going to really impact his life in building a business and bettering who he was as a person. And he made a commitment that every single day he would wake up. I mean, he gets up at 4:45 a.m. every day. Granted, that's a little early for me. I think it's a little early for a lot of people.
Yes, I think for most of us.
Yeah, he made a point to say, I'm going to put in the time. Every single day, I'm going to wake up an hour earlier than I used to. And the first thing that I'm going to do is put on my headset or something on the TV and listen to personal development for at least a half hour. So whatever that personal development is that he's listening to, it's all positive thinking. So the personal development is to get your mind, it's almost like meditation. You got to do it every day to build your mind and your body. Everything about who you are as a person comes into a positive frame of mind, and you have a lot of self-motivation, and you're excited about what's ahead. If you don't fill your mind with that type of positive energy on a daily basis, you lose out on the creative energy that you could be experiencing. And I thought that was a really cool way of putting it. And so he's right. You know, every single day, at some point during the day, even for me, if it's just 10 minutes, I'm taking a time out from whatever I'm doing, and I'm listening to a recording of one of the past wake-up calls, or I'm going to the Success Club or the Success on Demand in my back office, or I'm listening to recordings from other team calls. And just, there's so much out there. Just listen and feed your mind with everything that's positive.
And you know what? Audible is so awesome because you can listen to any book. I mean, most books are on Audible, and there's no sense in just driving in your car whenever you're going to and from work or to and from whatever errands you're running. Listen to your personal development. Make use of that time. I very rarely have the radio on anymore. I mean, I can't even remember the last time I used the radio in my car. Because either when I'm in my car, either I'm doing Beachbody business by doing a coach call with one of my coaches. I schedule my coach calls when usually if I'm in the car driving, that's a great time for me to be doing it. Right, Gail? And Allison? And then the other times I'm doing my personal development. So it's one or the other. I don't listen to music anymore because you might as well make good use of the time that you're just going to be driving anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Bon, talk a little bit about your invitation process. You know, because sometimes I know coaches struggle with in the beginning, they have the ability to reach out and invite, call it the low-hanging fruit. You have your family, your friends, your peers, your coworkers, people that you know in your immediate circle of influence that you can say, hey, you know what, I'm starting this really cool health and fitness support group. I'd like to invite you into my group. And, you know, we're looking for people that want to lose 10 or more pounds over the course of the next 3 months, whatever your invitation is going, however it's going to be phrased. And we talked about that in Hangout too. But reaching out to that first circle of influence is pretty simple to do. Mm-hmm. So then you maybe get yourself a few customers, or maybe just 2 or 3 customers, and you get yourself Success Club. Then you go to month 2 and month 3 and month 4. It's like, man, I've already invited everybody I know. How do you continue the invitation process beyond your circle of influence?
Well, the key is first, you want to continue to make sure that you're increasing the people that you're that are exposed to you. So you want to make sure to add new friends every day. That's really important. And
by adding new friends every day, Bon, who are the people that you're actually adding? Who are the people you're sending friend requests to?
Well, you know, on Facebook, there's a screen where it does tell you people you might know, and it goes by your mutual friends. So I look to see any people that I have, you know, more than just a few mutual friends. There are some I might have 20-something mutual friends. Then I'll immediately add them as a friend. And so I wind up increasing, you know, my friend. Right now, I think I'm really, I don't even pay attention to the numbers, but I know I'm pretty high. I might be at like 900. I started out this business at like 200. So, you know, I just increase a few every day. A lot of them are coaches too.
Yeah.
A lot of coaches have been, you know, especially doing the coach training, you know, a lot of coaches friend request me. But yeah, that's a great way of getting more people to see you and hear what you have to offer. Because I'm posting constantly about, you know, motivational messages and things like that. And then also when you are going to do a challenge group, even if it's a free one, then you want to invite everybody. So that's been a really great way of getting people to notice me, is because I'm sending them invites. All of my friends, I send invites to whatever challenge, free challenge group I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then that'll, a lot of people do respond to those, and then that gets them in that group. And then from the group, I can start, I'm posting messages, and then I can start having private personal conversations with them, asking them about their goals. But other than that, on Facebook, what I normally do is do only private messages when I'm inviting people. I typically don't post, I'm doing a challenge group.
Right, a blanket. You don't do a blanket type invite. You do more of the private invitations.
Yeah. I mean, every once in a while, if like a new program comes out, I'll post about it. And then, because I'm saying I'm excited, I'm starting this, and then I'll throw out there that I'm going to be starting a group. But normally, on a regular basis, when I do my invites, I send out personal messages. And I'll just start out very simply with just a one-liner, just saying, hey, I might say something first personal, like, I saw your son just turned 5, he looks adorable, something like that. And then I'll just come out with, or how would you like to join my online support group based on exercise and nutrition? So I don't call it a challenge group because a lot of people don't know what that is. And it's just a simple way of throwing out there to see if they're even interested in reaching their health and fitness goals. Yeah. And so the people that respond, with a positive response, then I go into the whole invitation process. Because a lot of people will just say, sure. They may just say, great, that sounds great. Right. But I'm talking about my paid ones. I don't let anybody in unless they're going to order a challenge pack.
Right.
So I'm not talking about just a virtual fitness center. I'm referring to my paid ones. So then I'll go into the whole invitation process and start asking, would you mind sharing with me what your weight loss / health or fitness goals are? Because you don't want to assume that they need to lose weight, but I want to put that in there in case they do. Yep. So I say weight loss / health and fitness goals. And this way, I threw it all out there, and they can come back and tell me whatever whatever their goals are. But then you want to make sure to, go deeper and find out their deep why, which I'm sure you've already covered.
Yeah. Yeah. In last week's Hangout. And so that, to your point though, and it's right on the money, because we talked about last week the concept of a free clean eating group and how a lot of people are engaged by that concept now because people are struggling with their nutrition. And it's kind of like, oh, cool. Here's a free support group with somebody that I'm friends with on Facebook. Mm-hmm. It doesn't cost me anything. Let me jump in. Now they're getting a little guidance from you. And that, more than anything, cool, they're going to get a nice, clean eating nutrition pathway for a few days, maybe 5 days or whatever it is. But most importantly, it's giving you that opportunity to build a bit of trust and rapport with the person.
Exactly. And for them to view you as someone who has knowledge in this area. Yes. And in fact, right now I'm doing one. I'm doing a free 5-day clean eating group. Shannon is doing her own. I'm doing mine. But we basically share a lot of the same posts. And what is happening is that I'm getting a lot of engagement from people who are very interested in losing weight too. Yep. So while we start getting towards the end of the 5 days, I will start posting more about Shakeology and then private messaging them, asking them if I can help them reach their goals, what's next for them. So that's how, you want to provide value to these people in your free groups by posting healthy recipes or, motivational messages. And then a lot of them are asking me questions. Can I, use creamer in my coffee? Right. I just got today. So now I'm answering these questions, and they're looking at me as someone in authority. Yes. In the area.
Yeah, and that for some of you guys that are new coaches, you might be going, oh man, that's great, but I'm not really a person of knowledge in this arena. And that's where you want to, reach out to your upline and say, hey, I want to get in a clean eating group. I just want to get in as a participant so that I can go through and see and understand it. And then you can utilize what you learn in that group to apply it to your own. You can also Google. I mean, man, there's anything you want to know. Just type the question in Google, and you will find a whole world of information to help you with the resources you need. And then you just got to go for it. And this business is about throwing yourself in the fire. You know, if you're going to sit back and say, well, let me just learn everything first before I even take a step, you're not going to start the way you want to start. You just got to go for it.
Yeah, you just got to jump.
You got to jump, and you're going to make a mistake.
Yeah.
You might fail. You might only have one person respond. But it doesn't mean you go, I suck at this, I'm not going to do this. You have to go, okay, what did I do and what should I change? And let me try this again. But it's that repetitive failing forward that will eventually get you to the place you want to be. And the coaches that persevere are the ones that fail the most. And there's no doubt about it. That frustration you get sometimes, I know Bonnie and Shannon are saying the same thing. It's like there's days where I get up and I'm like, man, I'm just like exhausted. You know, I just feel like a broken record sometimes doing what I do. But then I can't deny what's happening to my paycheck. And then I'll attend an event. I'll go to a Super Saturday, or I'll attend another team leader online meeting, or whatever it is. It's like the fire gets lit again because you realize how much good you're doing for people, and you're hearing the life-changing stories. And you come back and you're just like, man, I'm on the right track. I'm just going to keep going with this.
Yes, there are totally cycles in this business.
Mental cycles, totally.
Total cycles. There are some days where you're just like, I don't know if I can do this, and you start doubting yourself.
Yeah.
You just got to push right through them and keep, be committed that you are making this happen no matter what, and you're just going to stick with it, because then you're going to reach a cycle in maybe a week or 3 weeks where you are going to be like high on life.
That's right.
Just so excited.
That's right. And I will say, right now, when it comes to Coach Summit, and I put up the post today, 100 days to Summit, who's in, that event is it's the game changer. Every year, you go to that event and you leave going, I am so happy I got involved with this company. Yeah. And every year it just gets progressively bigger and better, so much so that they had to leave the MGM Grand in Las Vegas because they outgrew it. And they've moved it to, get this, there was MGM Grand in Las Vegas last year, had about 9,000 coaches, give or take a few. They're looking at 25 to 30,000 in Nashville, Tennessee in August. And it's so big that they're going to be holding a lot of the education and opening and closing ceremonies in the NFL stadium where the Titans play. So, this is larger than life stuff where this company is going. And to not be a part of it, you don't understand the enthusiasm and energy level that coaches have when they get back. You're like, man, what the hell got into you? It's like I just attended like a life-altering event. And so, the stuff that we're talking about now too, like, Bonnie's sharing and Shannon shared last week, guys, we're just scratching the surface of what you can learn from so many leaders in this business. And when you go to Summit, it's just 3 days filled with workshops and lectures with the best of in this business. And you'll learn strategies on clean eating groups. And you'll learn, okay, when they're done with the clean eating group, how do I convert them into a challenge pack customer? Like, you'll learn all that stuff from so many different vantage points.
There are so many amazing things about Summit. I mean, just going there and meeting each other and all of the other coaches that you've been following and who have been your mentors. I mean, it's just incredible. And then seeing all of the fitness celebrities and being part of it all and feeling the energy and seeing all the stories of how it's transformed people's lives, both financially and, through their weight and fitness goals. And I mean, it's just.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
Unbelievable.
So, make that investment if you can. It's that worth it. Shannon, let me, Bonnie, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Rock as always. All right, so Shannon is her success partner, and these two have been a dynamic duo. Your posts are funny back and forth sometimes. You're like, I love you, and I love you too. No, I love you more. All right.
We love each other.
Yeah. So I unmuted Shannon. Shannon,
don't look behind me.
You guys have not met in person yet, have you?
No, we have not.
Wow,
No,
Summit's going to be.
Yeah.
Lennon almost flew out to me.
I almost did, yeah.
So Shannon, same thing. with your Success Club streak, you've had just months and months in a row hitting Success Club. And you, I think, have hit at times you've gone Success Club 30. What'd you hit, 36 or something like that?
I got 40
Success Club
40 and 25. And but a lot of times it's 10, or 5 or 7 or.
Which is totally cool. And so what is it, aside from everything that Bonnie has shared, are the things that you would add to that? Is there anything else that you could?
Bonnie covered it perfectly. The only thing I would share is that if you don't follow up with people, then you're not going to keep those seeds planted. You can plant the seed, but if you just leave it alone, it's not going to do anything. You got to water the plant.
Yeah.
So, everything Bonnie said, plus the follow-up, and she said that as well. And it's really important that you do that, because you don't know you can't make a decision for someone else. So you don't know if they're interested or not until you ask them. And if they don't answer you, then I wait about 4 days and I go back and I say, just thinking about you. Thanks for liking the post on my page. That just random stuff to see if they're going to reply to me.
Yeah.
And that works. It works a lot. Sometimes it doesn't work at all. Sometimes you don't hear back from people. But the big thing is that you don't stop. You have to be consistent. And, last month is really tough because I was moving out of one house that I lived in for 20 years, moving out of one house into another house, and, trying to teach all my classes and run my business. And I was without internet for a couple of days. So it was kind of crazy. But at the same time, I posted every single day. I did not miss talking to people and posting, and I didn't miss talking to Bonnie and Julie. Bonnie and I talked pretty much every day, even just on the phone, just to catch up. Yeah. And that's what you need a success partner for, because no one should be doing this business alone. You shouldn't have to do it alone, and you shouldn't try to do it alone. It doesn't work. Yeah.
Great point. Absolutely. It's your motivation partner.
Yes, that's a great point, Shannon. It's true. When you invite, if someone says no, like I had said, it's no, not right now. And then you always remember to follow up with them at a later point. Don't just leave them, because then they may wind up following up with somebody else who asked them when they were ready.
I've got a great example.
Yeah.
And Bonnie and I are trying to get both of our teams to use the business activity tracker, the newer version of it. And if they can't use it, at least write it down in a freaking notebook, Yeah,
some kind of system.
Don't forget who you've spoken to. But a really good example, and I posted this tonight on my team page, Lindsay Guston, who is like, I'm going after this, Lindsay's, I love her so much. She posted that she got up at 4:30 in the morning, and I'm like, what? That's the middle of the night. What are you talking about? And she has a woman that I think the woman's about 40 something years old or something, and she's got, which is like a lot younger than me. she got herself a 21-day fix program, and it's been sitting on the shelf. So she watched Lindsay's post because they live in the same town, and Lindsay went over there to talk to her about it. Now she's going over every single morning at 4:30 a.m. to work out with this woman and get her on track and get her to do 21-day fix with her instead of trying to do it by herself, because she didn't do it by herself. Now the woman is starting to get results, and she had a coach. She was assigned a coach when she bought 21-day fix. The coach never contacted her. Even if the coach contacted her and it went to her spam, the coach didn't follow up when she didn't hear from her.
Yeah.
At least once or twice follow up. So she's going to switch it over, of course, have Lindsay as her coach, because Lindsay is an extraordinarily good coach.
Sure. Yeah, man, absolutely. Great point. Do you know that Greg Plaskett, who's, our upline 8-star diamond coach, he bought P90X as a customer, and he was assigned a coach, just like all customers are assigned. And that coach reached out to him one time and asked him how he was doing with P90X. which actually that fact that coach reached out one time is above and beyond what a lot of coaches do.
Yeah.
But he reached out the one time, and Greg said, doing well, it's cool. And then the coach immediately talked with him about the coach opportunity. And Greg just said, I'm good with the program, not now. Don't want to do it. The guy never followed up with him.
Right.
Somebody else did. Somebody else caught Greg's ear on the coach opportunity. Greg switched. This is about 6 months after the guy first reached out to him. And Greg went on to build the business that he's built. But that
Can you imagine that guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And if you don't know who Greg Plaskett is, you should find out.
Yeah.
That guy must be kicking himself. And
I'm sure.
Yeah. Put it this way. Greg has about 3,200 coaches in his downline. So
Greg makes a lot of money.
You just never know how it's going to work. So, well, that's basically it, guys. I wanted to share one more thing, and I know we're closing in on 9:15, but I've been a fitness professional for most of my life. I've been in the health club world, and I've been working. We have our trainer team. We have our group fitness instructors. And my belief and passion for fitness has always evolved from my history in the health club. And I just know that so many more people need health and fitness than are going to the gym. And that's why I became a coach. But when it comes to fitness professionals, and I'm just sharing this with you from a call that I had today with another superstar diamond coach, Vito Lafata, who's a 15-star diamond. He's also a fitness professional. That's his background. And he shared some stuff with me that was like, I've always known this, but the way he phrased it, I wanted to share with you guys. If you know anybody in your world, your circle of influence, that's a personal trainer or a group fitness instructor, Beachbody coaching is such a natural thing for them because of the fact that it fulfills so many things in their career that they're just not seeing or understanding. The most important of which is what we would call the nutrition gap. And for most personal trainers, when they work with their clients in gyms, they do a good job at that. They're very good on the fitness side of things. And they may dabble in the nutrition. Hopefully they are covering some basic nutrition concepts with their clients because it's such an important part of getting results. But the majority of them, and I mean like 95% of them, will simply tell their clients to get a shake or go down to the vitamin shop and buy themselves some protein powder and make a fruit smoothie, whatever it may be. Not that it's a bad thing that they're telling them to do, but the point is they have this phenomenal nutrition tool in the way of Shakeology that would help the majority of their clients. And they simply have to believe in it. And then their business as personal trainers, they can monetize that. There's nothing wrong with getting paid to help people. And the fact that so many trainers are out there just training clients who need help in the world of nutrition, but they don't stand by any particular, call it nutrition tool that will really, really help their clients. And so if you have a trainer in your world that you think, man, I would love to share this opportunity with them, I'm here to get on a 3-way call with them whenever you want. Because I know how to talk to these guys in a way. Like we're about to reintroduce the coach concept to a lot of our staff in our gym again. Because there's just so many things that they're not understanding or realizing in today's world of health and fitness inside of the gym. And it's simply a matter of opening their eyes to the bigger picture that's unfolding. So if you know anybody that you think, gosh, I do know somebody who's a personal trainer and I don't know how to talk to them, reach out to me. Let's strategize a way to get them on the phone to understand the coach opportunity, because it's just easy money that they could be earning to help people reach their fitness goals. That's all it is. And so I just wanted to throw that out there as well. All right. So hopefully that was helpful, especially Shakeology, and obviously Bonnie and Shannon, as always, there's no magic pill in this thing. It's just, you got to go out and do it. And nobody's going to hold your hand. You have to be accountable to yourself, but you got a hell of a lot of motivation around you to make it happen. And all the self-development you need when you have questions. But watch that Shay Stanford video that's part of her page that I put on the Coach Basics. It was the post that I put up today as our education post. Shea Stanford is the best of the best when it comes to understanding Shakeology, talking about it, and selling people on its value. Any questions or anything anybody wants to add? No? All right, well, we have one more hangout to go next week, which doesn't mean that the education ends. You know, we go for a full 30 days, but it's up to you now. You know, we're at April 7th. You want to hit Success Club 5 this month if you can. And if you can get to Emerald, more power to you. Getting to Emerald and hitting Success Club, that's where you get the free customer leads. And free customer leads is something we're going to talk about next week. That's where you can really have a feeder system of customers that Beachbody gives you to fuel your business above and beyond anybody that you might invite. All right? Good? All right, guys. Thanks a lot. As always, have a great night. This has been recorded, and we'll see you all next week. Bonnie, Shannon, thanks as always. You guys rock.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Good night.
Bye.